Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about the California water supply. According to the Clausel County Sun Herald, written on 11/23/2022, water prioritization and other factors have impacted our local agriculture, industry, ecosystem, and community. It is also a threat to our food supply. So, being that there's been a drought for a very long time, it's starting to affect our food supply and how much are we paying at the grocery store if you haven't noticed yet. One of the problems that has arise from this situation, according to the article um, in the LA Times ran on 2/2/23, the farming industry is the biggest consumer of water. Some of the crops are thirsty crops, such as almonds, alfalfa, and other nuts. California grows 80% of the almond supply of the world, and the nut crop uses 520 billion more in 2021 despite the droughts. So that impacts a lot of our water supply, yet our farming industry does provide the food needed in our tables. So, according to an article in the LA Times ran on 11/2/2018, Jake Wagner, which he's a walnut and grower, and he understands personally what is the struggle to be able to have that water supply to grow his walnuts. He's also a politician. He came to the legislature and explained to them how farmers' livelihood is going to be at stake if water supply is not available to them. Dry fields are gonna start arising. A lot of the farmers are their crops are dying. It's gonna affect the economy, um, as well as there's gonna be a lot of unemployed people, because a lot of people in the farming industry depend, that's their livelihood. So if there's no crops to pick or no crops to cultivate, a lot of these farmers don't have other choices but to lay off people. So that's going to create an impact in our economy. The quote, water for food is not a waste, is something that he put out there, trying to explain to our government that farmers are using water for a reason. Okay. Another thing that he did also try to present was that the oil industry and the gas industry also misuses a lot of this water supply, when they could actually use other resources to um, help with their industry, but instead they choose to use the water supply. They could do maybe recycle water or ground water, where it wouldn't take from the community or the farmers. Some of the causes have been, according to an article written in the Urgent Water Cuts for Farmers, LA Times 8/4/21, emergency laws that were placed into effect, where it restricts the farmers to use the water supply for cultivating these crops. Another thing was the California water compliance system, which doesn't allocate water supply equally. They're not being fair with how they allocate that water supply. Another article written as Colorado River Shrinks in the LA Times, that was written on February 9th, 2023. A lot of this water shortage has been due to climate change, chronic overuse combined with 23 years of severe drought. So that goes hand in hand. If you're chronically using the supply in a wasteful way, and then there's a drought, of course we're going to run out of our water supply sooner than later, right? Another point that that article made was our Lake Mead, which is one of our biggest lakes that supplies water for us, has lost 6 feet due to evaporation. Why evaporation? Because our climate has become hotter and hotter, so therefore the water, when it comes from the mountains or the snow that we tend to get, it melts a little bit faster due to the higher temperatures. Some of the solutions that could help out this situation with our California water supply, according to an article, the Ripon Advance, ran in the New Stex blogs, October 3rd, 2022. U.S. Representative David Valadao put into legislation on September 29th. It's called Working to Advance Tangible and Effective Reform Water Act. That's expanding the fair allocation of water, increasing accountability. It increases water supply and improves drought resilience. Also, that gives them the ability to use in-house scientists to allocate water and to make any type of changes. In other words, manage the water supply and make any types of changes if needed according to scientific reasons, to try to make sure that our water supply is going to be equally divided. And another article ran inside Climate News on December 26, 2022. It's the collaborative solution sharing. It's a sharing program where it helps the state avoid it helps the state avoid cuts in water supply. Also, they use underground supplies, recycle water, they share extra water, and they also have used rainwater to take showers. So that's another option there that has helped tremendously. According to another article written in the California Agriculture on January 1st, 2018, it's the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, SGMA division. It was put into effect. It was actually presented on December 2014 and implemented in 2022. It divides and manages water allocation. Again, it gives the opportunity for everybody to get what they need as far as water supply, in order for us to have food on our table at a reasonable price, but yet also having water to drink, water to take showers, and then we would keep everybody employed and farmers wouldn't have to lay off employees. In conclusion, just for us to be mindful that although we are having a water shortage problem, we need to take care of our farming industry, because if we don't make sure that our farming industry also has enough water to keep the crops growing and provide food for us, then food is going to increase dramatically. We're going to have an increase of unemployment, and we're still going to be in a drought, and we're going to be foodless and waterless. Thank you. That is my speech for today.